Not much.
So why I'm doing this is because of how important rifle football is to every one of you guys. And I think, you guys are such a unique group. It'd be cool to hear your view on it and hear everybody's different reasonings behind everything, and understand what's going on in your guys' head when you walk out there.
Yeah.
So rifle football takes a lot, a lot of dedication to do. Like 0 every morning, go to school, go to practice, go home, do homework, wake up at the exact same thing every single day.
Oh yeah.
What motivated you to go, you know what, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this?
So the main thing that motivated me is when I came in as a freshman, I weighed 125 pounds. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to run the ball because I got butterfingers, and so I figured I should be a lineman, and all the linemen that I knew were like 190, 200 plus pounds, and I figured I should start gaining weight. So I needed to wake up every day. I needed to go and try my best and push myself to gain muscle and be big enough to play on the line for us.
And I think that has a lot, it's very common for you guys to, all of you have kind of said this in different ways. You don't want to be the one guy who's not there.
Yeah.
Who's not putting in the same amount of effort as all of you, because with just one guy not doing his thing,
the whole team fails.
It causes this whole chain reaction of why try?
Exactly. Everybody has to be there, and everybody has to be giving their all for the team dynamic and for just it to work on and off the field.
And I think that, you guys are so good at calling people out when it comes to, you're not doing your job, you need to do better.
Yeah.
You hear it all the time, like, why aren't you showing up 0 hour? Why aren't you doing this? You hear it on the sideline, so somebody coming up to you and going, why aren't you doing your job?
Exactly, yeah.
You guys have such a unique team dynamic when it comes to, it's such a tight-knit group where you guys can do that, and I think that's such a special thing to see.
It's mostly because, this senior group, me, Tanner, Dalton, and Wyatt and Tucker, we all have grown up together in these past 4 years. We've been there all 4 years, and we've grown together. So that's...
it's a family at this point.
Yeah.
Those are your brothers. Where do you find yourself getting that? Is that motivation coming from just trying to be the best and not trying to be the odd guy out? Or is it coming from something else?
Some of my motivation comes from that because I've always been a little bit weaker than the rest of the team, but I've been pushing myself to gain. But one of the main reasons is my dad. My dad was a phenomenal football player, and I've always wanted to make him proud by doing my best all the time.
Yeah, it's unique to see such a motivated group of individuals when it comes to everything they do, from their schoolwork down to football, down to lifting.
Yeah.
You've done all 4 years, right?
Yeah, I played 4 years.
So, what's one memory that really stuck out and go, this is why I'm doing this?
So freshman year, the memory that really stuck out to me was, you knew Kyle, right? Kyle Schola?
Yeah.
So freshman year, we were on the sideline, I think it was the Glenwood game. And we had stopped him, and we were just about to win, and I look over and I see him crying. I'm like, Kyle, why are you crying? We just won. And he looks at me and goes, shut up, I'm emotional, okay? This is awesome. And that's kind of stuck with me for the past 4 years, and it's that's why I've always wanted to cheer on my team as much as I can, be as loud as I can, make sure that everybody's just enjoying themselves as much as if we're winning or if we're losing.
So, is Kyle still one of your biggest motivations to doing your best to this day?
Yes,
I know you guys are very close.
Yeah,
super important to you.
Yeah, I played every game this year for him. I had his number written on my wristband. He just, ever since freshman year, he's just he can't think of the words.
Yeah.
He pushed me. Like every time we would lift, I would go to put on weight and he'd go, 10 more pounds? What? 10 more pounds, and he'd put on like my max, and he'd make me do it just to make me better.
Yeah.
And
But honestly, coming into this, I knew how important Kyle was to you. And I was trying to think of some questions just for that, and I think you summed it up perfectly in itself. Of he is what motivated you to do your best. He was in your brain every single play this game or this year to be the best you were because you didn't win here.
Yeah, I didn't want to disappoint him. I knew I wouldn't, but if I didn't give my all, he would not be happy. I knew that.
If you could thank one person for being successful all 4 years, would it be Kyle or would it be somebody else? Would it be, your teammates in general?
I think it's pretty much a tie between Kyle and my dad, because Kyle, he was always there for me. He was the heart of the team. Even though he didn't play, he barely played all 4 years of high school. He was always there screaming on the sideline, jumping up and down. It was just amazing to see how much that he did for the team, even if he wasn't on the field. And my dad is another big one because he always pushed me to be better. Whenever I'd tell him that I couldn't figure out how to do something on the field, he would teach me how to do it in a different way than the coaches had, and it usually clicked. So that's one of the main reasons that he was a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have people to shape who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And I think having people as important as they are is really helpful to become the best person you can be.
Exactly.
Did you play before high school at all?
I played 1 year in 5th grade and my 8th grade year. That's it.
So why did you start playing football? And has it changed since, from that first start to, this year?
Well, in 5th grade, I wanted to try it because I knew my dad had done it, and I wanted to try it. I thought it'd be cool, but I hated it. I didn't do it until 8th grade, and I wanted to do it because I was watching all my friends play and talk about all the cool things that they'd done, and I was like, okay, I want to join. I want to be part of this, and it grew into a family throughout that. And the reason hasn't changed other than I want to be there for my brothers, and I want to make my dad and Kyle proud.
Yeah.
That's all it's been.
It's funny, I've asked that question to pretty much everyone, and it's all the same. It started off as I want to hang out with my friends, and it's turned into not something different, but it's kind of an evolved state of I want to be with my friends, but I also want to make them proud.
I want to be with my family.
Yeah, exactly. It's growing up with those guys and
Yeah.
understanding how important they are.
Yeah, you've grown with them from little kids and then grown through all the hard times and the fun times into brothers.
Yeah. So this is your last year here in Rifle.
Yeah.
There's the seniors next year. You've played with them up until this year, most of them anyway. What advice do you give them to being, the seniors of next year?
I would say my advice to them would be to give it their all. Just everything that you got all the time. For 0 hour, lead. Just be leaders. Be there for everybody. Don't make fun of the freshmen stuff. Make sure that they understand and make sure that they're kind of getting incorporated into the group, into everything. Don't shun them off to the side. Make sure that everybody's included and make sure that you're growing as a family throughout the whole thing.
And speaking of the freshmen, there is a larger group coming in.
Yeah.
What do you think, what are some words you could give to them, whether they're going to play football or just in general, how to be a good high school student?
So if you're going to play football, I would say go to 0 hour. That's the main thing that I have to say for any freshman football players. Go to football and go to 0 hour everything. Just because the more that you're in 0 hour, the more that you grow with your friends, the more you grow into the family, and just don't be shy. This is for everybody. Just don't be shy.
Take it on.
Yep.
Be part of the team, because whether you like it or not, you're part of something bigger than you. So just enjoy what you have.
Exactly. And just for incoming freshmen in general, they should give it their all in class, do everything, be in everything like I've been. Just
You did what?
band,
Football,
choir, drama, football, and track.
Yeah. So you have these 4 years. Why not do the most that you can?
Exactly. That's
If you think high school is such a weird time because you have so many opportunities to do 1,000 different things, and then once you're done, doing 1,000 different things isn't an opportunity anymore.
yeah. You have to decide what you want to do with your life after that.
And why not take advantage of it?
Exactly. So you can learn more and decide what you like instead of just doing a few things.
And it teaches you too.
Uh-huh.
Drama, I'm sure taught you. I'm sure band taught you something. I'm sure all of it has shaped you to be the person that you are today.
And the more people the more places that you go, the more people that you meet. And I've got 4 or 5 families now, other than my own, because of being in these.
Yeah, and you don't get that anywhere else except for high school.
Exactly. You've got to put yourself out there for it.
So, do you think you're a role model around high school?
I would say I'm a bit of a role model because I'm in so many things, so I'm helping teach kids that you don't have to be just in one thing. You don't have to be in this or that. You can be in both. The teachers will work with you. You know all that stuff. And in each of those places, I try to be a leader. I try to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing, and if they need help, they can come to me. I just want to be there for everybody and make sure that they're doing everything that they can.
And because of that, what do you think people are going to remember about Connor Macklin his 4 years?
I think a lot of it's going to be that I was in all of those things and that I was successful in all of those things. And in like band, choir, and drama, I was pretty good, and I was able to help people and just gave everything my all.
Yeah, so do it all. That's what people remember you as, the man who did it all.
The man who did it all.
So you're very emotional when it comes to football, from being on the sideline and filming with you,
Yeah.
and working with you guys. So these next two are about the best win that you've ever had.
Yeah.
When you're on the sideline or even on the field and you had that win, which win stuck out the most, and what did you learn from it?
I would say the win that stuck out the most to me would be the Eagle Valley game this year, because it was my first starting game. It was my first game that I got to actually play with my brothers and successfully play a game against the team and beat them. It was just an amazing feeling to be able to finally play with everybody that I'd worked with for 4 years and succeed in the game that we all love. It was amazing, and it taught me that even though we're all small guys and we're from a small redneck town that everybody makes fun of us for, that we can succeed in everything that we can do if we just put our minds to it.
So, on the opposite end of that, what was your hardest loss, and what exactly did that teach you through that loss?
I think the hardest loss that I had to deal with was Aspen this year. It was the hardest loss for me because I had played every game for Kyle, and I felt like I had failed him at that moment because we didn't beat Aspen, and we know we could have.
So, who's the hardest on you when it comes to football, or you in general? Like who pushes you the most, but also doesn't let you ever get that like chip on your shoulder when it comes to things?
My dad. Well, in football, it's going to be Coach Wells because he's hard on everybody, but my dad's always been like that. It's like always in football, the main thing that he always told me was, I want you to have fun. Doesn't matter if it's football or if you're going to be a dancer. I just want you to have fun. It doesn't matter to me. And like the last couple years, I was struggling a lot because I wasn't doing well and I wasn't like getting a chance to kind of prove myself to the coaches, and I didn't want to do it. But he told me that I only had one more year and I should push myself through it. And once I actually did and stayed with it, I got my starting position. One of the main things that he does that keeps me kind of humble and not get a chip on my shoulder is he was so much better than I am. So much better than I am. And it's just, he always tell me stories of what he did, and I'm like, I got something to live up to.
Yeah. I mean, Peyton said the same thing. He came into football because his brother played.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to be better than my brother. And then he surpassed him. And then he kept playing. He's like, I want to be better than I am now.
Yeah.
So it's finding that person of, I'm going to be better than them.
Yeah.
I'm going to make them proud. And then keep going with that. So I think all of you guys have somebody like that. Even if you guys don't know it,
it's that one person that even if they're in the back of your life, they're always there for you. They know it.
So on the opposite of that again, would you say your dad is the most proud of you when it comes to stuff?
Yeah, that, and I know Kyle is, because it's Kyle, and he'd be proud of me for everything that I've done, fighting for these 4 years to get to where I got. But my dad definitely is, because he like when I was younger, he would always push me to do sports and stuff like that. But then when I didn't really want to, he was okay with that. But once I started succeeding in football, he was extremely proud of me for finally kind of doing what he wanted me to without actually saying that he wanted me to do that.
The best parents are the ones that want you to do stuff, they don't force it on you.
Yeah,
Once you're
exactly.
good- But once you find your thing, they're the most supportive people.
Yeah, exactly.
Dad seems to be that kind of guy.
That's why he's supported me through drama and band and choir and all that stuff.
Exactly. I mean, that's a very odd combo to me. It's like all 5 of us. It's so, but it's
It's
there's
different.
nothing more you though. It's like I would go to the drama productions and I'm like, Connor's doing amazing. He is who he is.
Yeah.
And I listen to band concerts and I'm like, he's doing amazing. I go to choir concerts and I'm like, Connor has an amazing voice. And then I go to football games and I'm like, he's playing his heart out. Like
Yeah.
everything you do, you put 100% of yourself into. And I think that's rare for people to do.
Yeah, people, they focus on more what other people think of them than just doing what they want to.
And you don't, you just do you. And it's so refreshing to see something like that.
Yeah.
What makes a great football player?
Well, one of the things that I think makes a great football player was, honestly, just even though he didn't play, was Kyle. Because he put his heart into everything. He was there to make sure everybody was excited, pumped up, doing all right. He'd make sure if you were looking down, he would come talk to you, make sure you were doing okay, cheer you back up. And he was there for everything. He was there for 0-hour film. He was always on scout offense, scout defense, just making sure everybody else was better. So I think the great football player is someone who is selfless. They're there to pick everybody else up and make sure everybody else is better.
So, I agree with you 100%. There also is a large difference between a great football player and a good rifle bear football player because
Yeah.
you've had guys come in who are amazing, talented individuals. They don't fit the dynamic of what you guys have.
Yeah.
And you struggled until you guys took them in.
Yeah.
And were like, here's what you have to do. So to you, what makes a great rifle bear?
Well, to me, what makes a really good rifle bearer is someone that they make them your family. They put everything else, they put everybody else in front of them. They make sure that they can spend as much time with everybody as they can to bond with them, to make them their family more. And once they're able to bond, they put everything, all their heart, everything that they can into the game, lifting, school, everything, just an all-around good person and a badass on the field.
Yeah. Do the best you can be constantly.
Exactly.
That's kind of what I've gotten from everybody. So, on an ending note, what is next for Connor? Connor Macklin, what's next?
So actually tomorrow I'm going to go talk to an Air Force recruiter about maybe doing Air Force, and I'm also talking to an Army recruiter. I'm thinking I want to go do something medical because I love to help people.
Yeah.
I find just like the human body and how it works, I find it interesting. I want to learn more and how to fix it when something's broke. I want to help people. It's just either that or I'm going to go either to CMU or University of Wyoming.
So, college or the military, just helping people constantly.
Exactly.
That's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
We need more people like you.
I'm Connor Macklin, and I'm a rifle football player.